Hello and welcome back to Think Code and More. So today what I'm going to be doing is another Python video, and I'm going to show you how to print only the odd numbers in a list. So let's get into it. So as we can see, we have Visual Studio Code pulled up right here, and what I'm going to do is make a new file. Let's select our language, and that will be Python. Let's also save the file, and let's call this print odd numbers in list. So now that we got that, so now I'm going to be showing you 4 different ways. First of all, let's create our actual list. So let's just do so now that we have a list, my list, let's start with the most simple way, for loops. So all we would have to do is for our, did not mean to comment that, for a number in our list, and then you want to do if that number and its remainder when it's divided by 2 is not equal to 0. Print, make sure we gotta have that semicolon there, which is basically brackets, but in Python it's just a semicolon. So now we can just print our number, and let's just add a space in between it. So now, if you were to save and run, you should see it in our terminal here. And, okay, there we go. So we got all the odd numbers in this list. It's pretty simple. So now, that is one way. Let's do another pretty simple way, and that is using while loops. So if we were to say while, and let's actually leave that blank for 1 second, and let's make a temporary variable, I. Now that we have I, while I is less than the length of our list, colon, if our list and that character I, its remainder when it's divided by 2 is not equal to 0, then we want to print our list, that character I, and then once again, let's just add a space. But now, since we're using a while loop, it's not doing it every single time. That for each and every value of I. It's only doing it once, because the length of your list can be any number. So what you always have to do is increment I by 1. So now I will actually go up through your list. And now, if we were to try running this, we got the same output. Just to show it as a clear example, same output, this is commented, so this is not going to show. And just to prove that, here you have nothing will print, since everything's commented. Now, let's use list comprehension. So now this is basically everything like packed into one. So if we have a new variable, only odd, and that is equal to like a list and a for loop combined, and an if statement. So num for num in our list if num %2 equals 1. There we go. So now that we got that, it's basically a compacted version. All we have to do now is print only odd. And look at that. We have the same values. So now, let me show you the last example or way to print only odd values from a list. And this one's a bit more complex. They are lambda expressions. So let's make a new variable. Odd nums equals list filter and then lambda x. So now here we have x %2 is not equal to 0. And then here we can just put our list. Now this is a bit more of a complex piece of code, and it's a bit more of an advanced version of all of this. But now let's actually add some text as well. Let's just say the odd numbers in my list are. So now let's also put a comma and then my list. Or not my list, sorry. Odd nums. That's what's calculating that. So now the odd numbers in my list are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And that's basically it. So, yeah. That's a bunch of different ways to get the odd numbers in a list. So let's move on to the outro. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And yeah.